Hey everybody, Dominic here. And in this video, I quickly just want to demonstrate the way in which a course looks on a web browser, on a desktop or laptop PC, and how the same course looks on the Canvas mobile app. It's very important that we as instructors are aware of the way in which our students are engaging with our course content. And just be aware that you may have students who prefer to look through the content of the course on a mobile phone. And so you should just be aware of the way in which it's going to appear. So I'm going to hop over to my dashboard and I'm going to go into my Google training course up here in the top right. I'll click on that. It's going to bring me to my course homepage that I've created. You can see here that I've made use of a table to actually represent the different modules. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like on a smartphone. And here's all the content of the homepage. Here are the different videos that I can watch. So I can click play here to watch this video.
Hello, welcome to CVTC.
Okay. And then I always recommend that you build your course with modules, because modules make it easy for the student to kind of progress step by step through the content. I could just click on one of these icons here to jump to that particular module, or I could also click on the modules section over here on the left-hand side and see all of the modules. Okay, so here are the different modules. Maybe I'll go to Module 1, Google Drive. I'll click on the first item there. And here is the page with the content. There's a video. And then I get down to the bottom and I'll click on Next to move on to the next part of this module. Okay, so this is generally how we navigate through content in Canvas when we're on a web browser. We utilize modules, we use the next and previous buttons, and we just progress our way through the content. Okay, so what does this look like on a smartphone? I'm going to switch over to a smartphone and we're going to find out. Okay, so here I am on my smartphone. I am running the Canvas Student app, and the thing that I'm brought to when I first launched the app is my dashboard. And so I can navigate over to the Google training course and click on it. And that brings me to this view, which, as you can see, is basically the course navigation of the course. Now, I could click on Home, the very first thing here, and that will bring me to my course homepage. So here you can see there's that table of buttons that I saw earlier. You can see they're a little bit more squished down because I'm on a smaller screen. It's important to be aware that those kinds of changes are going to happen when I move to a smaller screen. Now I could tilt my phone sideways, and that will make that table a little more spread out, but obviously I lose some screen real estate when I do that. So just something to be aware of. I'll turn my phone back. Okay. And now I can scroll down. I can watch this ARC video if I wanted to.
Hello, welcome to CVTC.
Okay. And I can move through the content here. Now, I'm going to hit the back arrow at the top left to go back to the course overview here. And again, I would encourage students to go to modules to progress through their content. And you're going to see that on a smartphone, this is really handy. When I click on modules, I can see all the different modules here. I'll click on the Google Drive one, and I'll go to the first item in that module. Okay, so here is the same content that I saw earlier. Again, it's more scrunched down because the screen is smaller, but all of that content is still here. Now, an interesting thing when we're on the app is that instead of the next button, we have these arrows down here in the bottom right and bottom left. So I can click on this yellow arrow in the bottom right, and that moves me to the next item in the module. Okay, and I can click it again, keep moving. Okay, so generally, the way in which students progress through the course will be the same, but it is important that you just be aware of how these things look. And it's always a good idea for you to check out the Canvas app to see how your course looks. So if your students are using a smartphone, you have an idea of what your course looks like from their perspective. Thanks for watching.